Today I will priority scheduling preemptive example. Here, as you can see from this particular, let us again try to observe this particular table. Now, if you remember the discussion of priority scheduling, here what is the logic? The processes will be executed as per their priority. So, if you observe this particular processes, first process that needs to be executed should be this P2. Why? Because its priority is 1. After that, next priority 2 is there, so P3 needs to be executed. After that, if you observe P4 and P1, okay, both have the priority of 3. It is same, isn't it? In this case, what is the logic used? On the basis of their first come first serve. Means first P1 will be executed. Why? Because its arrival time is 0. And next P4 will be executed because its arrival time is 3. And after that P5 will be executed because the priority is 4. So how to actually draw the Gantt chart for this particular problem? Now, if I am saying that first P2 should be executed because its priority is 1. Now, here issue is that at 0 millisecond, only P1 is there. So, even though if its priority is 3, still first P1 will be executed for 1 millisecond. So, my Gantt chart will start with P1 from 0 to 1 millisecond. After 1 millisecond, what is going to happen? In the system, P2 will arrive. And if you see the priority of this P2, it is 1. So 1 is highest priority than the 3. So this P1 will be preempted, and after this P1 executing for 1 millisecond, P2 will be executed. P2 will be executed after this. What is the burst time for this? 1. So P2 will be executed from 1 to 2 millisecond. After that, at 2 millisecond, this P3 has entered the system. Again, if you observe its priority, it is 2. So this is higher priority than this P1. So after P2, the next process that will be executed is P3. So P3 will be executed. This is going to be executed for 3 milliseconds. Now if you see at 3 millisecond, P4 is there, which is having the priority 3. So that is why this P3 will not be preempted. And after 3 millisecond, at 4 millisecond, this P5 has entered. Again its priority is 4. Hence this P3 will not be preempted and it will continuously run for 3 milliseconds. Now after this P3, we have two processes P1 and P4 whose priority is 3. And now this will be solved in first come first served manner. So first P1 will be executed. Now this we have already executed for 1 millisecond. So remaining is 7. So P1 will be executed after the P3 for 7 milliseconds. And after that P4 will be executed for burst time is 2 milliseconds. So after P1, P4 will be executed and lastly P5 will be executed for 6 milliseconds. Now let us see the waiting time for each process. So here P1, it is running twice. So first 0 minus 0, 0 is there. Second time it started at 5, it left the system at 1. So 5 minus 1 is equals to 4. P2 it is very straight, 1 minus 1 0. P3 it is also straight, 2 minus 2 is equals to 0. What about P4? 12 minus 3 is equals to 9 and P5 it is 14 minus 4, that is 10. And the average waiting time comes out to be 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 plus 10 divided by 5. So it is 23 divided by 5. So it is 4.6 milliseconds. So this is how the preemptive priority scheduling works.